Hi everyone, I'm Anderson, and today I would like to introduce our partner, CAYIN Technology, and this is Ravel.
Hi, I'm Ravel. Pleased to meet you all.
Today we are going to introduce the Smart Signage solution. So Ravel, can you help us to introduce CAYIN Technology and also the Smart Signage?
Yeah. Actually, Kaien is specialized in the development and manufacture of digital signage solution. So today we are very happy, and we have the great pleasure to join the live stream of QNAP session. And by this time, we want to introduce Kaien, who Kaien is, and what digital signage can do for you. And actually, this will be the first step that we joined for a very close cooperation.
So here is the agenda that we will start from the CAYIN technology introduction and also discuss about the digital signage current status, what do we use in the market, and what's the real use case. And then we will introduce the product and the solution. So maybe.
Yeah, so digital signage is already a very popular terminology in some fields, in some domain. But for normal people, most population, maybe some people still don't really get what the meaning of digital signage is. Actually, it's digital sign. And we have typical traditional static sign made of plastic, paper, metal, and different material. Normally, that kind of sign, you can see it on the posters, on the streets, hanging by the stores. And today, we have a lot of more vivid display devices. So the idea of digital signage is to make use of these display devices, such as outdoor LED or LCD displays or projectors. We can make use of these kinds of display devices to show more dynamic contents. So CAYIN has been dedicated to the development of digital signage to develop solutions for allowing the deployments of this kind of digital signage products. And so basically, CAYIN is dedicated to digital signage. We don't do anything else. So far, our main products, our main solution is digital signage solutions. And who is CAYIN? So this will be the first question.
Yeah.
Well, this is QNAP session. CAYIN is actually a company who has been in this field since 15 years. Since the year of 2004, CAYIN was founded and dedicated to the development of digital signage. And our products have been sold and deployed to more than 1,000 different brands, such as Unilever, like McDonald's, like Family Mart, which is a very famous Japanese chain store in Japan, in Taiwan, and in China as well. Yeah, that's right. And like Carrefour, like Amway, we are from Taiwan, and Taipei 101, a very famous skyscraper. There you can see CAYIN's digital signage solution. And our products have been sold to more than 90 countries as well. So basically, in many countries, customers can already find our partners there and benefits from the uses of our products. So basically, CAYIN is an expert of digital signage solutions. And the other thing is that CAYIN develops its own branded products. And we have our own development team, our R&D, our engineers, and we do developing our own sales channel with our own marketing. So basically, our main sales channels are professional B2B channels, including system integrators and the distributors, which is very similar to QNAP's channels, I think.
So let's see, can you introduce us what's the digital signage usage and what's the current market? Maybe we can use some CAYIN's customer reference to introduce our customer how what is the digital signage and what is in the real life.
Yeah. So digital signage actually can help deliver different message. We can see the next slide. What is digital signage? And basically, it's just public displays. But there are also different ways to call it. It could be digital posters, could be bulletin boards, could be narrowcast. But basically, it's public displays and with very dynamic and digital contents. And very importantly, it has to be normally networkable, which means that you can manage everything remotely in distance. Everywhere on the internet, you can sit in your office, then you can just one click, you can decide to change some content across the other city or even another country. And from our viewpoint and our experience, there are two main functionalities that this signage can benefit, including information. It can be used to inform and to advertise, to educate, and to entertain. So under these categories, we can have a mixture of different contents. You can have a digital signage on your reception, and you can have the message for welcoming your visitors, but together you can have your promotional information to appeal your potential customers, together with some other information, important information like clock, weather forecast, and so on and so on.
Yeah, this is a way to interact with your customer.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It is a very good way of communication for the public. So this is not only for one, two audience, but you can have many people in front of the public displays and watch the contents. And everything, all the content is managed centrally by the administrator of the system. So you can see on our slide that we have some customers, including like FIFA. We are very honored to supply products to FIFA Brazil in the year 2014 in 2 stadiums out of 14. And also in Taiwan, we have sold our products to actually more than 60 universities. And PCCU is one of them, which is our very important user who have deployed almost 300 different players everywhere. And like GNC Taiwan. And the applications can also be everywhere as well, including retails, restaurants, banks, schools, offices, transportation hubs, cinemas, and even corporations. You can see a lot of offices already have their digital signage installed in front of the reception or lobby. So that will be very useful for users to have a first impression about the company's offerings or the company's current events, activities, and have some ideas about the company's profile.
So can we see the real demo that the digital signage, how that works? So maybe
yes.
we can see the.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Demo board, please.
Yeah.
So you can see here we have some demo contents. Like this one is for hotel, and this is a transition pictures between different demo contents. This is a demo content of our convention center. Normally you can see the video about the introduction of the convention center, plus the events like at the upper left corner, and the clock, and some welcome message. And now again, some transition effect.
Okay, so Kaien software can provide digital content management and also the editing to help the user, customer to create their own content.
Yeah, exactly. Our system permits remote management, including content creation, content distribution, and the content displaying. And there are also a lot of features that we will introduce later to complete digital signage applications in different fields for different demands.
Okay, so maybe we can go deeper to know more about the Kayen's solution.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will start from the media player and also the content management system.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Now we will try to introduce a bit more about how Kayin's products look like. First is the SMP players. It's actually short for signage media player, but today we just call it SMP or simply players. So we have different player models for customers' choice. For customers who want to have very simple 1, 2 outputs, 3 outputs, or more outputs. So basically, for very simple projects, customers need SMP players from us, which already includes our software. Another very important product of Kaien is the CMS servers. CMS is short for Content Management Server. Basically, the CMS server is optional and mainly important when your project scale go larger. For small projects, in most cases, customers don't really need the server. But when your project scale is much larger, for dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of players deployed everywhere across cities or even across countries, then the server will be very important to help you essentially manage all of them. And of course, if you have only one player, you usually can check everything, all the information from the user interface of the software. But if you have so many players, you will need the server to actively give you warning message when there are something happening on the player side. And for our solution, our products, including the player and the servers, we divide the users to 3 categories: the small scale, medium scale, and the larger scale. For small scale projects, customers just simply need our players. As I mentioned, the players already include the hardware and the software required for proper management. Small projects, like for one store, one restaurant, customers can use 1, 2, 3 players, deploy and use it without any problem. They just need to use a PC, use the PC browser, then they can remotely manage all of them. Even you can use your mobile phone or tablets. You also use the web-based user interface, also the browser. You can also do all the necessary remote management. You can see the right side is the network structure. Basically, you just have to understand that all the management can be done through network or the internet. So about medium scale, when your project scale goes larger, normally something like 10 players or more, 10 or even hundreds, then you will probably consider investing on the server. CMS server, as I just mentioned, which is optional. The server can help you manage all the players for you, essentially. So for the system administrator, he only have to manage the server solely, and the server, according to your configuration, will manage all the players by group. So again, if you check the network scheme on the right hand, you can see the network. Everything is networkable, including the players and the servers. So finally, when we really talk about the serious projects, especially large-scale projects, what do we need? We will need good reliability and the scalability. And in this case, we will not only propose our SMP players, CMS servers, but in this case, CMS servers will play another 2 different roles. The CMS server can also be used as CMS site server and the CMS backup server. The CMS site server can help users to divert the data flow and reduce the uses of data flow if your deployment of players across many sites. For example, if you don't have the site server, you have 100 players, then the main CMS server will establish communication with every single of the 100 players. But maybe your 100 players are installed in 10 different sites. In that case, we can try to reduce the data flow to only 10%. How? We install CMS server in the 10 sites. So we need 10 site server. The 10 site server will take all of the data from the central CMS server, and then further the contents from the site server to all of the local players. And in this case, we don't have to do the content synchronization between all of the players and the server.
In one server is too heavy.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah. And each site server will share the workload of the central main CMS server. And furthermore, since the CMS server is very important, we will need a backup server in case there is some failover on the main server. Our system permits the automatic takeover of the backup server. So when the main server failover, backup server will take over automatically. And then you can hand over your main server for repair or swap. And then when it comes back, you put back to the connected to the internet. Then it will take back the server role again.
This is very important to the large-scale project. I think like the hospital or the airport or some other enterprise usage, the CMS backup server is very important for that.
Yeah, digital signage basically is it has to run 24/7 in most cases, and not to mention the server. You have to manage hundreds or even thousands of players which run 24/7. So this is what we can offer to permit definite, reliable, and scalable solution for digital signage applications. And by the way, each server of CAYIN CMS can support up to 4,000 players. And what about more than 4,000? We can use multiple CMS server and manage from the same the same software user interface. So here you can see a scheme of the large-scale projects. We have the main server and
the site server,
and also the backup server. So that will be very helpful and scalable when customers, especially for most customers who even have large-scale projects on hand. Normally they will start by a proof of concept, maybe just a few units or dozens of units. Then further they will grow to 50, 100, then more and more. With such a scalable solution, it will be very helpful for customers to optimize their budget allocation when they try to expand the whole deployment.
Yeah. When talking to the backup, you're finding the right partner.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's why we must cooperate with a very good partner who have backup storage and all the facilities.
Yeah, and also networking.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I think CAYIN also provide a lot of software solution. So I think this, can you introduce the expos to us?
Yep. Basically, all the optional software is still surrounded of the digital signage. So it's the support software, but it's optional. Exposed is content creation software specialized for hospitality. It includes 3 modules. Lobby post, so from the name you can already tell it's for lobby.
Okay.
Meeting post, it can be used for meeting room reservation, and also wayfinding post. It can help users to guide where the correct direction is. We have the other optional software which is called the Super Reporter. It is mainly important when the application is commercial, is for advertisements. So when coming to advertisements, which is a very big part of digital signage application, it will generate profits. So of course, the sponsors of or the users of the system will be interested to see how many minutes, how much time has one content being exposed. So digital signage solution, including Super Reporter, can generate such a report in Excel or web format, and we can hand over to sponsors as a proof to tell them, okay, your content has been played from when to when, and for how much time in total.
How many times the exposure?
Yeah, that's right. That's very important for them to you know, before they give
Pay
you
the
money,
money.
they have to know, yeah, the real result.
How you influence your customer.
Yeah, exactly. And we also have another optional software which is called CMS Pro. And on the CMS server, because this, as I mentioned, this is a server, you have to manage multiple players. So you need some mechanism to actively inform you of any problem, potential problem, or disconnection of the system. So with CMS Pro, when any player fails, lose connections, or is dead, the system will send email alert to the administrator, so it will be actively informed. And also with CMS Pro, you can essentially, when you do configuration, essentially, you can configure actually a group of different players. You don't have to configure every single player one by one, but you can select all the players you want to configure and configure them at one time, which will really help you save a lot of time.
Okay, so now maybe we already see a lot of how digital synergy as a project. Maybe we can go deeper into the product. So maybe we can start from the SMP. Can you introduce us the SMP functionality?
Okay. Yeah. Your speaker camera, please.
Oh. So we can start from the hardware part.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is CAYIN's SMP 2200 player. You can see it's not very big. Actually, it's almost palm size. And on the front panel, it has two USB ports, two LAN ports, and two HDMI ports for output. So you can connect to up to 2 screens via HDMI ports. So this player can manage separate contents on 2 screens with 2 separate contents, 2 separate playlists, and 2 separate schedules. Or you can have one larger contents over 2 screens, namely a 2x1 or 1x2 video wall. And this is the power connector. The back panel, we have the power button, the COM port for communication. There are different ways for external devices to control our player, and also from our player you can also via COM port to manage external devices. And we'll have 2 more USB ports plus 1 VGA port. And with the same outlook, we also have SMP 2210, which can support 3 outputs, including 2 HDMI outputs plus the VGA ports. The full box, the whole box doesn't have any fan. So the whole heat dissipation relies on the box. It's aluminum extrusion, very solid, very robust, and very nice. And it looks professional.
So let's say industrial level hardware.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. This is really designed for 24/7. Yeah.
And also maybe for the outdoor position or other. Yeah, because I think the signature will in the different side, not only in the.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe we can see talk out more about the software part.
Software. Yes.
Okay.
So here we will introduce a bit about the main features. Here you can see there are 5 main features, including an intuitive UI design. We are very proud of our user interface. Mostly, a lot of time you can use just drag and drop, very easily control everything. And we can also support touchscreen, not only touchscreen, but multi-touchscreen. You can use it to zoom in, zoom out, swipe, yeah, multi-touch, gestures. And also, we have the artificial intelligence of the content detection, whether this content can fit the acceptable supported formats of the player. On the screen, you can see that there are a lot of video, and you can see the green light in the middle, the green circle. Green circle means that this is supported. But by chance you upload video content which is not supported, then you may see yellow or red light. Red light means it's totally not supported. Yellow light means the codec and the formats can be supported, but maybe the resolution is out of the spec.
Okay, so let's help the designer and the real customer to make sure the content before playing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You upload everything you want to play, and you don't have to check your system every single file, whether the codec formats, resolution, frame rate, everything meets the player's requirements. You just upload all of them, then we will automatically detect which files are supported. And we have a very rich library of all the contents, and we have a lot of very abundant resources on our free cloud service. Later, I will try to introduce more on our software.
Yeah, I see that a lot of template, also the clock.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Later we will go into the details, and you will see really much more.
Nice.
This will also help users to have more confidence. After all, we try to make digital signage easy to use, but I'm not an expert. So I have to convince myself, if I don't design everything by myself, whether I still can benefit from the templates, a lot of tools, a lot of contents that CAYIN digital signage already provides, and free of charge. So here we have a very sophisticated scheduling functions. Later we will also try to introduce a little bit, and you will see how well done it is.
I think this one is very important. Like a restaurant, maybe every day the menu is different.
Yep.
Or like in the hospital, maybe they have a different kind of announcement in the holiday or in the weekday. So if we have the scheduling tool, then we can measurement the information. Yeah.
Scheduling can be very simple, but can also be complicated.
No.
If you have a simple schedule, like every day I just want to play the same thing, so this is usually the simplest way. But you can have a little bit more complicated, like I have contents for daytime and I have contents for nighttime. Like in the hospital, you have day shift and night shift. But it can be even more complicated if every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I want to have different contents. And on different festivals, holidays, I want to have different contents. So everything I just mentioned can be arranged and programmed by CAYIN digital signage solutions. And on the screen, you can see that the scheduler is actually drag and drop. You can do it very easily with the mouse.
So maybe we can see the real, can you operation this SMP for us? So maybe we can see it from the demo UI?
Yep, sure. So we'll come to the UI of the software. Now this is the computer, my computer, the PC browser, or any PC browser of yours, or even on your tablet. You just type the IP address of the player, then you can connect to this player. So this is the system status overview of the system. We try to make it very easy for you to check the status of the system, including the CPU utilization, memory, hard disk drive, the local storage, and even the temperature, CPU temperature.
Yeah. It's very important.
Yeah, you can just by one look, you can see it's within the green area, so it's safe. If you find that it's in the red area, you don't have to read in detail what's the current degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. No, you just see whether it's in the green area or not.
That's the benefit of a graphic UI.
Yeah, that's right. And you can also see how your player is routed to connect to the internet. If you have a server, you also see your server on this picture. And here you can see all of the patches or upgrades you ever apply to this player. To apply the patch, first is free. seconds just by one click. And then you can download the patch and apply to your player. And,
So I think the important one is the editor.
Let me try to give you a quick look of the user interface.
Okay.
So this is the configuration of the display.
So I can choose how many display I need to show.
Yes, and also as I mentioned, this player can connect to 2 screens. You can make it like a 2x1 video wall in different directions. Well, many people may not thought about this, but actually you can have the screens arrangement in different directions. And you can also make them play different contents in landscape direction or portrait direction. You can even have different direction in portrait mode. And we can support different peripherals for Wi-Fi, 3G, 4G, GPS. This will be interesting. That you know where your player locates.
Okay.
That will be interesting for buses, ferry, this kind of application in transportation, especially moving vehicles. You will see where the player locates, and you can also decide what content to show according to where
different
you
location.
are. That's right. And we can support comport, as I just mentioned, and we can support video input to the player, so you can have live contents, not always only the video files. And here you can configure the sounds remotely. So that means you don't go to the player, but at daytime you can make it louder, at nighttime you can make it quieter. And we can support touchscreen, as I just mentioned. And the USB. With USB you can support like a capture card to have live content as well. And here are more configurations about the media folder where you store all of your contents. So a very important thing is that some people may think digital signage always play live contents, but actually no. Mostly the contents will be uploaded from your PC or storage like a NAS to the player or your server, and inside the player and the server there is a storage. So your content will be stored in the player or servers, and you don't have to upload the content again and again. And that will also be important to have a stable playback of the contents. Once the content is uploaded from your system, your NAS, your PC, to your players or your servers, then they will stay with your players and servers. So from the player and the servers, the playback will be from the local side. So that will assure the stability of the content playback. Here we can adjust the time, and we can remotely restart or shut down the system. Now we come to a very important part, is the library. Library is where we manage all of the content assets. The content in digital signage, we have a slogan, we say content is king. But I would say digital signage solution help build up the kingdom, is the technology. Okay. Here we can see we manage all the files here. There are different ways for users to upload contents. Whether you directly upload contents from here via the browser, via HTTP protocol, or you can use Windows Network Neighbors, or you can use FTP server. So you have different ways to upload contents from your device to digital signage system. And we support a lot of different fonts and much more. Users can also upload their favorable fonts by themselves from here.
So you can easily do the customization.
Yeah, that's right. You know, content is something very soft. It's not like a computer, hardware, software. Every country, every region, every people has their different tastes. So some font size, some font can be very beautiful in my country, but maybe not so good looking in some other regions. So they have their different tastes. So this will help them have the chance to use their own favorite fonts. And we also provide a lot of clock. Clock is something very interesting that audience may just look at your screen because you have a clock there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Especially today, not many users have their watches with them. So in order to find the right time, your digital signage may have their first look by the audience from the clock. So here you can see we already supplied a lot of different clock for choices. Plus, as I just mentioned, we have a very abundant free cloud service, the resource server. You can choose more clock to download and for free. So here you can see we have a very festival style.
Chinese style.
Yeah, Chinese style. Yeah, you can see that. And these are more modern style, more stylish, and much more different style clock for you to download by yourself. And of course, we also provide the users tools to create their own clocks. But for me, I will not do such kind of bothering things. I will simply choose one from these templates.
Yeah, can you already provide a lot of choice?
Yeah, that's right. And now we come to the scheme, or we can call it templates. So templates is how the digital signage content frame look like. Again, we also provide a lot of templates for your choices already here. Much more, you can also, again, download from our free cloud service. So there are different templates for you to choose and download. And again, for free. So you see you have different templates for Christmas, for Halloween, and so on and so on. Different style for different applications. So you already have a lot of pre-stored templates. You can download more from the clouds, but if you want, you can also create your own style. And I can also show you how to create a new template.
Scheme. Okay.
Yeah, I just need 3 to 5 minutes. It's very simple. So here you give it a name, then you give it a description.
QNAP style, right?
Oh, sure, no problem. QNAP style. And first you have to decide the resolution you want and choose whether it's landscape or portrait. Or maybe you want to use it as a video wall in different direction. It's your decision, your choice. So I choose landscape style.
Yeah, QNAP style.
Yeah, QNAP style, yes. So here you see a row of buttons, background, video, image, and so on and so on. Here are all of the elements you can have on the templates. So that's the maximum.
I think just like you said, maybe we should add the clock first.
Yeah,
this is an important one.
Yeah, of course, clock will be a must.
I think this is a very special one that I thought that a template also include the clock is very interesting.
Yeah.
So you can easily choose from the.
You can easily choose the clock you like and decide the size you want. Yeah. This one looks good. I want to make it bigger or smaller. It's up to you. And then you use your mouse to drag and drop, put on the screen that you want. Okay, I will try to demonstrate how to add the other areas from upside down. So first we come to the background. You can choose either a single color. So here you can have different color, or if you are a professional, you can enter the RGB values directly from here. I'm not, so I will just choose from the color tablet. Or you can upload a picture from your PC to the player and form the background of your digital signage content. Oops, sorry, I haven't finished yet. We'll come back. So you see, we have done the first step, including the clock and the background. So I choose the background color as pink. Now I will choose the video area. Again, you use your mouse to define the size and where you want it to be. And you can put up to 2 image area. You can put image slideshow, and also you can put wherever you want. And what is interesting that you can overlap any 2 areas. So maybe I want to have a small icon, a small logo on a corner of your video. So like a logo or something, sometimes a promotion, or sometimes just to remind the viewer of your contents all the time.
So Kayen's player can do the multi-layer.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You can put them in different layers as you want. You can overlay any 2 layers. And then we can have the ticker, is the scoring text. And we can actually have up to 2 scoring ticker. And we have the zone for HTML or Flash. Actually, it's a multi-purpose area. You can also have a lot of different dynamic contents like websites or weather forecast. We will put one here, for example. I'm not a designer, so well, I will show you how easy you can create contents, but the result may not look good. It always takes some time and patience to make it fine adjusted and a really good work. So in this case, we are about to create a design of templates, including 1 background and 5 areas. So I just save. And the templates will be saved in the local storage of the player.
So now we have our own skin.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. The skin 31 is exactly our creator, or our creation. So it will be stay here all the time together with all of the other templates for your later choice. Anytime you want, you choose them. And when you don't want, they will stay here for your next time that you choose them. Now we come to the program. So the program is really the content you display from the media box, the player box. So to form a program, to create a program, actually we choose a template and tell the area of the video where the sources are. And each area we will have to tell the system, tell the program where the sources are. So we will create a program, and using the templates we just created. Here you will also see a lot of created programs here for anytime your choice. Now I add a new program, and here I can select among all of the skins, and I choose the last skin I just created. And then I can start to edit it. Here you see there are 5 buttons here, which means that I have to configure what contents to play with these 5 buttons, or I can also directly click on the 5 areas. So the first area is the video. For the video, we can either choose files, 1 file or multiple files to form a playlist, or we can also support live video from a streaming server. By the way, CMS server is also a streaming server, but we can also support different streaming protocols, a lot different protocols, like streaming from CMS, like RTP protocol, like RTSP and HTTP or MMS streaming. And our players can also connect to a local capture card via the video inputs, so that you can also have live content fed directly to the player. Or if you use a server, the CMS server can essentially manage all the player, then you have to choose here. So here I will show how to edit a playlist of video files. So here we already pre-stored a lot of files here. You can use your mouse again, drag and drop. You select a lot of different video files that you like. Well, I think I choose too many. I will reduce some.
So we need to move. Yeah, and choose and move. Yeah.
So these may not be proper contents we can show.
That's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, these are legal contents we can show here. So in this way, we create a playlist including 2 video contents. And here you can see the duration. Save. And that's it for the video area. And now for the first image slideshow area. So again, we create a playlist of different pictures. So we can read the JPEG files. Again, you use your mouse to drag the pictures you want. You can also select a subfolder of all the media files that you want. You select the files, and then here you decide the duration of each picture, how many seconds you want. And we can support, very interestingly, up to 50 different transition effects. You can see different effects, how they help you to transfer from one picture to the next one. You can choose all of them and also randomly play all of them. Oh. It's your decision. And yeah, in this way we create very easily a playlist of image slideshow.
I think for a transition, it's very important.
Yeah,
like people want to see the animation.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Digital Signage is digital dynamic content. We always try to prefer to see moving content instead of static one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And our second image actually locates on the corner of the video, and basically it should be a logo. Well, I just don't care, put anything here. So you can configure again the same thing. If there's only one content, that the duration will not be important. And lastly, the ticker. Oh no, we still have 2 more. Mm-hmm. So the ticker is the text, scrolling text. So the easiest way is to enter the text you want here. So for instance, Kaien is pleased. Oops. Pleased to join the QNAP live stream. Or you can also prepare a text file, .txt file offline, and hand over to the system administrator, and they can replace, upload to the system. Or you can have even more automatic mechanism to have live text from URL or ISS or Atom. So here I will choose directly entering here for our demo. And here you can choose the font you want, the font size you want, the direction you want. If you read Arabic, we can support Arabic as well. Then you can make it running in a different direction. Then here you can configure the text color, the font color, and also the background color of the font. And here you see how it looks like. Oh, I think it's better to have a better contrast. So I will make the font color a bit darker. Like this, it looks better. And also we can decide whether and how the text scrolls, whether it's static, stay there, don't move, or move left to right, right to left, or bottom up, or left to right and bottom up. And you can configure the speed of the running speed of the text as well. In this way, you easily create the text area. You configure it. And finally, and very interestingly, the area for HTML or Flash. Actually, we can support much more. We can support either HTML, which is web content, or Flash file, or it can also be a website, which means that you can capture from a website like weather forecast, news, or maybe the area of interest rates, or whatever you want, you like. Just capture exactly the area you want, then you can have free live contents. Or you can support exposed, CAYIN exposed, as we just mentioned. You can also have Twitter contents here, or live weather forecast. We support two different style, more cartoon style or a more serious style. And we support weather forecast of different countries around the world. If you don't find your country on the list, just tell us. We will create one for you for free. And if you have HTML codes, sometimes some websites or social media will allow you to, they will generate HTML code, you copy and paste here, then you can show that contents again for free here in the live. Or centrally managed by our server CMS, if you have one. So here I will demonstrate to choose a flash content and then show on this area. So this is a very powerful yet flexible area, and we can support up to 3 of them. So you'll see, just within a few minutes, I finished complete creating the demo contents, the program. I press save, and it's here. It will be permanently here until one day you don't like them, you want to delete them, together with all the other contents. So that's all in your library under the program. Well, we still have playlist, but before coming to playlist, I think
we need to see how it works.
Yes,
okay.
Everybody will be rushed to see what will be the results, the outcome of my creation.
Yeah.
I will come to Playback and choose the program we just created. Here is program 16, and press click to Playback, and now we can show the demo board. Now this is the content we just created.
Yeah.
I trust you can recognize this is the template we chose, and the layout I just created, and I guarantee to you it is not good looking, it's not beautiful, but you can see how easy we can create the content within just a few minutes. And if you are a good designer, you can make it much better. Okay, so you see all the contents here are live. Even the image slideshow, although the pictures are static, but with the transition effect, it makes this look more vivid. Okay, coming to the
back to the
user interface, please.
Yes.
So we come back to the library and then finish by our playlist. After you create many programs, you can create a playlist. You can create many playlists, including a lot of programs. Then the system will loop playing every single of them, according to your choice. Okay, now we finish the very important part of the library, and we'll come to the playback. So we just have a very quick look of it. Here we can have a capture of what is being played right now. So for
you can see the preview.
Yeah, it's not just preview, it's a live view.
Oh, okay.
You can see it changes every 5 seconds. It will capture from the output of the player, and you see exactly what is being played now. So here are all of the playable contents. We support different modes, skin modes, programs, and playlists, as we just mentioned. So basically, Playback is the center of all of the playable contents. If you make use of the second output of the player, then you will configure the Playback here in the Playback 2. And we have also some very easy way to interact with the system. If you use a keypad with the number key 1 to 0, you can configure to trigger any of the program or playlist by just one click on the keypad. So you can see from creating the contents to Playback, it just requires a few steps, which is not difficult at all. Okay, now let's come to a very practical but could be a little bit complicated parts, which is schedule. So schedule will be very important, as we just mentioned, for some applications where users may want to have their daily contents, but could also have their Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday contents, or event contents, or play once contents, and we can handle all of this here. You can schedule, very interestingly, just the skin, or a program, or playlist, or a particular area. And as we just mentioned, you can schedule them only playing once, or daily, or weekly, or monthly, or yearly, or by location, if you have GBS.
Yeah, you can change.
So we have the priority. So of course, playing once will be the top priority. And if you have the server, the emergency content will be another priority.
The highest priority.
That's right.
Okay.
And on the schedule is not only the schedule of contents. What is interesting is that you can even to schedule switch on and off the display. And this will help you save power if you don't really need the display at nighttime, especially if this is the screen is school, if it is installed in indoors, and when the indoor, if this space doesn't have any audience at nighttime, you can switch off the screen by scheduling here, and let it switch on again at daytime. Also, you can schedule the volume. As I just mentioned, here you can schedule to make it louder at daytime, like from 8 to 8 evening, and from 8 to 8 make it quieter. And if you use a lot of flash contents, which is actually a little bit notorious for the system resources consumption, you can schedule to restart the system and clear the cache from time to time, and which will stabilize the system. And if you have, here is how you configure the network. If you have a server, you have to configure here to activate the server. And here, the system will generate very detailed logs, including system, network, media player, playback, and the miscellaneous logs. And you can take a look. All of the logs generated here. It will tells you the playback, which content has been played from when to when. And there are also technical logs. When there are issues like warning message or error message, if you have problems on your player, our engineers will very probably process a remote check on your system. And the warning and error message, the logs, will be very helpful for them to have their preliminary understanding of the system, what's happening. So this almost brings us to the end of the software interface introduction, except we have two more things. One is the help, online help, which will open the help menu, everything in detail, and we just view the logs session, so it comes to the logs. And also, with our player, we can support multiple languages. We support English, Portuguese, German, Spanish, Italian, French, Polish, Japanese, Russian, Thai, and simplified Chinese and traditional Chinese.
That's nice.
Yeah, and we promise if we have customers, if they need more languages, there will be more languages to choose and to come. So that's almost everything about SMP players. So you can see that it's quite complete, quite powerful, quite flexible, yet we try to make it easy to operate. Yeah.
So it's time for us to back to the
slides.
Yeah, slides. Yeah.
So this brings us to the end of the SMP.
And also another important one for the huge project like enterprise usage is the CMS.
Yeah, exactly. So about the CMS server, we will also introduce 5 very important features to you, including the multi-server structure. Multi-server structure, as we just mentioned, you can have your site server, you can have your backup server, and this really depends the customer's real needs, your budgets, and sometimes you really have a full scope, but you want to deploy them step by step, and Kaien really provides you this possibility. And the 5-layer group management. What does that mean? In some projects, for instance, like for franchise retail, maybe you have the headquarters who can decide to show contents. Normally, most digital signage solutions and applications are very highly centralized. The headquarters decide everything. But sometimes they prefer to offer the branch offices or the stores to have their decision rights. They can decide what contents to play. So we call this a 2-layer group management.
The headquarters and branch office.
That's right. And you can assign who has the higher priority.
Okay.
Yeah, normally it's quite centralized, so the default will be the headquarters who had the higher layer has the priority. But you can also override that. So if you change the priority, whenever the branches have their own new contents and they upload to the system, their local content will start to show. But when there's no contents from the local branches, the contents from the headquarters will start to show. Sometimes you need 3 layers, like you can have the headquarters, your regional level, and your branch level. And here we can support up to 5 layers.
Yeah, I think most of the usages can cover the. Yeah.
Definitely, for me, 5 layers is unbelievable. It's very, very complicated. But sometimes, if your customers need that, we do support that. And we can create multiple accounts with different access rights for user of the CMS server. So that will be very, very practical. For instance, the system administrators may not to have access rights to the content, so they don't have to touch the content. But you can have content providers, maybe external or internal designer, who have the access rights to change the content you saved in the media folders. So you can offer them only the content upload access rights. But actually there are a lot more different access rights. So we can create multiple different contents with different access rights. And also there are also different possibilities. For instance, if you are a media company, you may want to host a server for multiple projects. You have project A, B, C, blah, 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 more. And you want to separate all the projects apart. You don't want users of the project A to see all the configurations or contents of the project B, C, and the others. So here you can offer them different access rights corresponding to every single group.
Yeah, so they provide the permission control.
That's right, and this will be very helpful for media companies. Also, there are also some of our partners, distributors, or system integrators who offer system hosting service to users of different applications. After all, many users are not specialized in content creation, or they don't really want to allocate someone to work on the digital signage. In that case, if the system integrator or content creator are happy to provide this kind of service, and of course this will bring them the profit of service, they can offer them this kind of service based on hosting the server for different customers. So some of our customers will host their own CMS servers, offer different access accounts to different customers for different projects. So this will also be good for bringing in different additional profits.
Yeah, different service.
Yeah, that's right. That can bring the digital signage to a service-oriented business. And we can broadcast the emergency messages with just 2 clicks. First click to click on the emergency button. The second click, you choose which groups of players you want to show. The emergency message is very, very important in some projects, like for FIFA. And in some countries, they have their rules for their projects in specific environments, like governments. They want to see the emergency contents prior to, this is prior to many other contents. They don't care, they don't really care information or the placements, which are always the lower priority. But they do care the emergency message, whether you can have a good emergency message when something happens there, maybe earthquake or fire, whatever.
That's the highest priority.
That's right. It can override all the schedules you have or default contents you have.
So maybe we can start to see how we use the CMS on QNAP NAS.
Yeah. So this is a very good cooperation for CAYIN and QNAP. We have our CMS products installed on QNAP NAS. Basically, users of QNAP NAS can very easily download the software from the online store just by one click. And so for customers who use this, that will be very convenient. So this is the interface of QNAP. I think Anderson is more familiar with than me.
Okay.
So after we log on, we see the interface. We choose CMS station. And now we can access the interface of CMS. So this is the CMS server of CAYIN. Basically, this should be quite similar to what you saw on our SMP players. I will particularly introduce the access rights and the account management, as I just mentioned. You can create multiple accounts, giving the username, password, with a lot of different access rights you choose. All right, and of course you can choose to access all groups if you are system administrator, or only selected groups. Yeah. So
like we said, maybe we can create a designer group or maybe an IT group.
Yes, IT group, or groups by customers. It's all up to your decision. And here is where we manage all of the players. All the players connected to the CMS server will be seen here. And all of your player
You can
models.
see the current status.
Yeah, you can see the current status. Right now we have one player connected to the, should be connected to the server, but it is not connected.
Just separate it.
Yeah, that's right. So here it provides an overview of all the player connections, whether they are live or dead. RTB is where we configure the live video. Right now we don't have that, but just remember that our CMS server is also a streaming server. So if you want to have live video stream fed to the player and show on all of your players, you can configure here. So again, like the players, when you have the server, of course, you also have the library on your server. You also manage all the same thing as on your players, including files, fonts, clocks, skin, program, and playlist.
But I think there are something different that you can select a group.
Yeah, that's right. When you have a server, you have to remember that your management has to be specified to which group. This is different from the player. When you manage one player, all the configuration, all your commands are to that player. But when you have the server, efficient management of the server relies on a very good management of the groups. So that most of the commands will need you to specify for which group. So here under the library, you have to specify for which group of your player. And also schedule as well. When you do all the schedule from the server, actually, and you can have your default contents on the lower left here, or you can schedule them for specific time slots. And here you also have to specify for which group. But basically you can see the interface is quite similar to the player, except that you have to specify which group.
Yeah, more powerful then.
Yeah, exactly. And also the log, we also can see very detailed logs of the CMS server.
This is a necessary function for the management.
Yeah, that's right. And now the emergency 2 clicks, as we just mentioned. 1 click, you trigger it. Now you select which groups you want to select. And yeah, after you select it, it will start to show the emergency content that you prepare in advance on the screens, all the screens under that group. So that is very, very powerful because it overrides all other contents. Again, you have the online help. When you have questions, it opens the menu online. And also you have different languages for your choice. Again, so many. So this is a brief of the CMS user interface. I hope this make you believe that this is a very powerful system, yet easy to use, easy to operate.
So maybe we can back to slides.
Slide, please.
So I think next session we would like to discuss what's the benefit of QNAP and the Kaien to work together. So QNAP NAS already provide the storage and the networking management tool, and then now we add the Kaien Digital Signage solution. So maybe we can introduce what's the benefit of that.
Yeah, of course there must be some reasons that Kaien cooperated with QNAP. Our very first cooperation on the product side is the NAS integrated CMS. This NAS CMS, it helps to facilitate the content movement. Basically, NAS is actually already the home of many companies, many designers, many content creators, content assets. We ever have contents who ask us, can I use my player of my server to read content directly from my NAS instead of the local storage? And this has a better answer than this required because your content is already in your NAS, and plus you have the CMS function, so you don't have to move the contents. As long as the content is stored in the NAS, the CMS can read directly from the same storage. So we say it's the home of content and home of assets. And you can save time on moving contents. And then the second thing is I have to strongly mention about this is the great hardware local support, especially for the existing partners of Kayen's products. Kayen always try to provide the better support in pre and post sales. But for the cooperation with QNAP, Kayen can really benefit from their worldwide branch offices and distributors who can provide their local support for every single area. And also, this NAS, QNAP NAS, is not only NAS. Again, I have to mention, this is really for Kayen's current customers because they mostly know about Kayen's products. But QNAP NAS is not just NAS, it's much, much more than NAS. They have a lot of abundant add-on features for choices. I think this NSM knows much, much more better than me, including surveillance, including a lot of things. And all of them are related to various AV and the building projects requirements. This will also be very interesting for tender or building projects where customers try to make a proposal, including a lot of different things. So typically, these system integrators have to buy this box from Kayen, this box from QNAP, this box from other companies, and put all of them together. But this time, you can buy one box which already has the power of Kayen and the QNAP. And the QNAP's box is not just QNAP NAS, but more than NAS. I think Anderson can help me better elaborate on this in more details.
I think QNAP NAS also provide a networking and storage management tool, but we also have a lot of utility. So we are good for the designer to cooperate with us to provide the content and the measurement tool from their PC, their notebook to the QNAP NAS. And also like for the content measurement, we have like QSync, so they can easily, when they do some modification, they can easily sync with the content from the PC to the NAS. And also now you can easily integrate with the Digital Signage. So for the device measurement and the content measurement, that the QNAP can help. And also the add-on is for the AI and the IoT solution. So just like we said that for the most of the like hospital or school, that we already have some QNAP surveillance solutions, like a QVR Pro already in it. Then they can just only use the existing QNAP device and also bind the CMS install into the QNAP NAS, then provide more application on them. And also we have our IoT application called QIoT Suite. We can integrate with other like sensors, devices, and to do some more interaction with them. Mm-hmm. So I think for the digital signage, that once we have QNAP NAS, we can build another ecosystem for, we can say that it's a new smart signature. Yeah, that's why I think this is a good opportunity to work with Kaien to do more application. I think in today's live stream is just a start. We are already showing the QNAP NAS, Kayen's SMP, and also Kayen's CMS. But I think in the near future, we will provide more application to show that the smart synergy solution.
Especially for Kayen's current customers, I will tell you, QNAP really has a lot of things to go, and which will be very interesting to you.
Okay, thanks for your time and thanks for watching. So if you have any question, you can just leave a message. If you want to know more about our solution, just follow us on the lab.qnap.com. Thanks.
Thank you, Anderson.